Here's your little heart thing.
Get to it, yay.
I really don't think that people want to see Dollcats World anymore. They want to hear about the haunted basement that you brought up yesterday. And I told them that that's what we talk about today.
Well, we'll get to that. But first, I have to tell everybody the new news, that picture of John Cena and Nikki Bella, photoshopped.
Nobody wants to hear about that.
Photoshopped. Since when does Nikki Bella dress like Mr. T? And the big old sweatpants pulled up to her armpits.
Wait a minute.
Did you see that picture? It's ridiculous.
I have a seance here.
It's not even Nikki Bella's body.
I have a seance here on how we can summon the ghost from my basement. Wouldn't that be crazy?
You are not summoning. First of all, that's evil.
I'm going to read it.
That's evil, Dave. You cannot do that. Stop reading that. It's not funny. I don't like I'm not into that crap.
Domino.
Don't do it, I said.
What was that? The ghost moved it! Oh my god, the ghost moved it! Oh my god! Barbara, wait a minute, come here! You have to say something! I put a string on it to prank you.
Master!
Why do you have to throw things at me?
Because it's not funny.
That was fucking hilarious.
It's not funny. My heart's racing again. I don't think it's funny. It's not funny. It's not to joke around with that crap. It's not funny.
I know.
It's not. Get this hocus pocus thing off my heart.
How did you not even see that on there in the first place? I thought that was going to be the biggest flop fail prank of all.
I couldn't see with my sunglasses on.
You
not
can't
paying
see
attention
anything.
to with your big flopping belly in the way.
Why do you wear sunglasses in the house when you can't see anything?
I feel like it. It's my thing. Shut up. Get used to it.
Now, I would like for you to tell the story of the haunting of your house. I told the story of my friend who haunts us here.
But then it scares me. It brings back memories. And
I know, but I told the story of my basement yesterday. The last 2 days we've had.
It took me years to feel comfortable going back in that house. And now just talking about it, I'm going to be all weird about going in there again.
Well, I want you to talk about it because people want to hear about it. So let's go talk about it.
Where are we going?
Where we always go. In the toy room. What?
Is that the ghost room?
The ghost stories continue. So many fans sent us ghost stories on Twitter. I was reading them.
I read a couple of them.
I was reading them. Guys, thank you for sending them because it makes us feel like we're not alone having these.
They're scary, so don't read them before you go to bed. That's what I did.
I felt bad. Some people were like, Grim, don't put these videos up late because I watched it before bed and now I can't sleep.
Yeah, watch them in the morning.
No, watch it now. And watch it again in the morning. and don't be scared.
Yeah, because we don't live in those houses anymore.
Yeah, don't be scared for us. We're okay.
Other people live there.
Get to the story. Here we go.
Well, I grew up in a haunted house.
Is this better than Dollcats World? What?
There'll be plenty of Dollcats World. And you better put my beginning of Dollcats World, what I thought about John Cena, up in this video. But anyway, yeah, I grew up in a haunted house where my mother still lives, and my sister lives, and other people live there too. But I would never sleep there again as an adult. You know, I was forced to as a child. But anyway, lots of things happen. Like, I don't even know where to start because, like, you lived there for 10 years of your life.
I'm going to do some zooms.
And there's a lot of story, but I'm going to start with the most scariest thing that ever happened to me. Really? What? Really? The light under my eyes? I can't see. I can't see, Dave. That was a little dramatic. We don't have to be that dramatic about it.
I thought it would look spooky.
But the scariest story, I was in middle school, and I was home alone by myself in the morning getting ready for school because my mom was at work and her husband was at work and my older sister was in high school, so she was gone already. And so I was always scared to take a shower with no one else home because the bathroom was right by the basement. And like a lot of creepy things happen in the basement, but upstairs it happened too. But I was scared of the basement. So I forced my way to, force myself to take a shower. And as I got out of the shower and I'm drying off, I hear stomps coming up the basement steps. It sounded like boots, like work boots stomping up slowly. Yes, that's exactly what it sounded like, coming up the steps. But I knew that I was home alone. I knew everybody was at work or at school. So I was really, really scared. And I called because it sounded like my mom's husband's feet coming up the steps. So I thought it was him. So I said his name and they stopped. And then I paused. And then they continued stomping stopping, and you could hear it getting closer and closer to the top. So there was a latch that you could put on the basement door. So I put the latch on, and then I ran to the front of the house, and I could hear jingle, like the door, yeah, make the jingly sound. That's what it sounded like, but worse, because it was like coming loose, and it was jingling like that, and I'm freaking out, and I kept saying his name. I looked out the front window to see if his truck was here, because he was like the only one that ever went in the basement, and his truck was gone, and everybody's car was gone, so I was home alone. So what was that coming up the basement steps and then jingling, and if I didn't put the latch on, what would have happened? So I was mortified. I like literally got dressed with the front door open, got dressed, and
You were naked in the front door? That's what you said.
well, I got my bedroom was right by the front door, so I grabbed my clothes out of there. I got dressed real quick with the front door open because I was terrified, and I was in middle school, so stop being a pig. And then I went to my bus stop like a half hour early because I was scared. And then when I came home, I told my mom what happened, and she's like, she checked the windows to see if anybody was in the house down there, and everything was locked up, so nobody was there. So I know what I heard, and it was very, very scary.
And did you tell your mom about it?
Yeah, that's why she thought maybe like a robber or somebody was in the house, and that maybe thought nobody was home. But why did he pause and then jingle the doorknob knowing somebody's home? It was really scary. And all the windows were locked from the inside. So nothing was broke. It wasn't a robber. It was very, very scary. But there was other stories, but that's the most like terrifying thing that happened.
Well, tell us something else. We want to know other things. We want to know something else. Well, I can tell you something else from the basement.
What?
Well, like, remember I said that the ghost in my basement was a nice ghost. Like, it never did anything horrific or so terrifying, like, you know, like it was going to hurt us or kill us or anything like that. Like, it was a nice ghost.
Yeah.
Right? So, I was going down the steps, and I had clothes.
Okay.
Right? And I slipped and I fell. Right? And I
remember this story.
Yeah, I'm holding a basket of clothes, right? And I slipped and I fell like this. Wah! And the clothes went like up over my head as I started to fall. You know, and I'm like I'm gonna fall like a sack of shit because I'm a big fat sack of shit. So I'm falling down the steps, and the clothes.
You always fall down steps.
The basket of clothes whipped by me, as I've never seen like you know how something falls. There's a physics, things fall a certain way, but this was like, it was like a movie. It was like whoosh, and the whole basket of clothes whipped under me, so that when I fell to the bottom of the steps, I landed in all the clothes.
Really? So it like saved you.
It saved.
It kept you safe.
I swear that the ghost did that. I was like, and I was like sitting at the bottom of the steps, and I'm like, I'm not hurt.
You were a safe Grim.
Maybe like it wasn't a ghost. Maybe it was an angel.
Maybe. But I don't think angels live in basements.
I don't know, but
maybe they do.
That when I grew up, after like I was no longer afraid of the basement. I had grown up a little bit. I was a teenager. I was like 16, 17 years old. I would sleep down in the basement.
Because you're an idiot. We know this.
I didn't think anything of it. I said, I'm not scared of it. It's not gonna, it's not gonna hurt. Whatever. Well, it was either sleep in the basement or share a room with my brother.
Share a room.
And all that fucker does was fart, and he smelled bad, and I had no privacy either.
Over a ghost any day. When we bought this house, I told him when we're buying a house, it cannot. That was my one
That's why we don't
condition.
have a basement.
No basement.
And you know what I said? Fine with me, because
He grew up with one, and mine didn't just stay in the basement, but the basement was the most scary. Like my sister would hear breathing in the basement, like when she'd have sleepovers down there, and then they'd always come up crying. They'd hear like deep breathing.
Maybe
like,
your ghost was a pervert.
In their face.
Because he was coming for you in the shower. He was coming after your sister and her friends in the basement.
I didn't see anybody in the shower. I said up the basement steps. I could hear it after I got out of the shower.
So I'm sleeping down in the basement, and my alarm didn't go off. I guess we had a power outage of some kind. The alarm, to get up for school. 6 a.m. Supposed to get up for school. Power outage. Alarm goes off. Alarm is off. Whatever. Right? So, and then it pops on and it blinks. Right? So, all of a sudden, I'm fast asleep. All of a sudden, I wake up to my TV turned on. And I see the volume increasing. There's little bars that, volume, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, as the bars go up. I wake up, I see the TV on, and the bars are going up. And it goes all the way up to maximum. And I'm like, what? What? And I look at the alarm clock, and sure enough, all the numbers were just blinking. You know, I'm like, what the hell's going on here? And I grabbed the remote, because the remote was on my nightstand. It wasn't like it was in the bed. It wasn't like I was laying on it. I grabbed the remote, turned the TV down, popped the light on, whatever. Walk upstairs. It was 10 after 6. And the ghost woke me up. Like I said, it was a nice ghost.
Yeah, you had a nice ghost. I didn't have. I don't think mine was.
But like, he wasn't doing creepy things to scare me.
Mine did creepy things.
It was like he's like, "Yo, time to get up for school," and I guess he couldn't make the alarm go off, so he could turn the TV on. I turned the TV on and made the volume go all the way up. Woke my ass up. I wasn't late for school because if I was late for school that day, I would have missed the big test. Would have fucked me all up.
So you see, you had it. Maybe it was like a dad ghost. See, mine used to take my stuff. I used to have 3 rings that I wore, not these 3 rings, but different rings, and I put them on my vanity every time I went to bed, right next to where I went to sleep. And one time I woke up, they weren't there, and I tore apart my whole room, looked under my bed. I had like a high bed and nothing was under it, just hardwood floor. Wasn't under there. Told my mom, you gotta search, where's my rings? I know, I could see myself putting them there the night before. I felt naked without my rings. You know, months went by, couldn't find my rings. And then one day, I was doing my homework and my pencil rolled under the bed. And so I went to get my pencil and there glumped was my rings, just sitting, chilling under the bed. And that wasn't the last time it happened. It happened one more time after that. But I was scared for a while to take my rings off.
Why would it take your rings?
It just would mess with me. It took my rings. I know it took my rings because me, my mom, we searched for those rings for months. And then all of a sudden, a place I looked like 5 times, they were just sitting there.
That's so weird.
So it used to mess with me and do things like that.
So that's one of the things that I wanted to ask you guys. I've read a lot of your ghost stories, and a lot of them were the ghosts trying to creep you out. But have any of you ever had a nice or helpful ghost? Like I said, where
I think that's rare.
Where nice things happen, not creepy things to scare you or to mess with you or to haunt you. Like my figure's flinging off the shelf over here. Thank you, Tony. But nice ghosts, because my basement ghost at my childhood house was actually nice.
I don't know.
The
red eyes, that's
well,
not
the red
nice.
eyes and the Legos exploding, that was scary shit.
Maybe there was multiple ghosts living there.
Maybe. Well, we named him Boris.
But the scary part about my house, see, I knew its history. Somebody had actually died in the master bedroom. I don't know if it was old age, but a man had died there. And I think they're supposed to tell you that when you buy the house. Yeah. So it was known that somebody had died.
Oh, that's creepy. Guys, let me know if you have a nice ghost. And I thank you for watching our creepy ghost stories. And if you're not down with that, we got 3 words for you.
If they scare you, we won't do anymore. I don't want to scare anybody. I hate talking about it. I'm scared now.
You're scared. Yeah.